Okay. Society is going to go after the most marginalized group of people that we know, and that's homeless men. The people who need society's help the most, society is going to attack. Now look at this. Homeless non-men will receive basic income in Denver, Colorado. Right. So they're going to exclude men and they're going to give it to women. And then I'll show you New York City how they're putting these gratings over heating ducts to keep homeless men from keeping warm. So we'll get into this. This is Fox News. Homeless receive $1,000 a month in basic income program this year.
So the city of Denver, Colorado, announcing it will pay some homeless people up to
not homeless people, women.
$1,000 a month over the next year using funds from the American Rescue Plan. That was passed back in March of 2021. Here to talk about it, Denver radio host Ross Kaminski.
Yeah, see how they're willing to put tax dollars, the American tax dollars, for freebies to women who aren't working.
Ross, good morning to you and welcome back to our program. How's this going to work, first of all? Explain this.
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me. So the Denver City Council, like I said, has allocated a couple $1 million.
Oh, by the way, that's a guy, isn't it? Right. They like to show tents. They don't like to show people because you won't see any homeless women.
From COVID money, they're going to create 3 groups. It's actually part of a larger program, and Denver is kicking in another $2 million. One group, like you said, going to get $1,000 a month. Another group is going to get, I think it's
another guy, right?
$6,500 up front, and then $500 a month. And then another group, their control group, is going to get
another guy. There you are. Where are all these homeless women?
$50 a month. The interesting part of this that I think maybe we can talk about more is that the Denver City Council is saying they only want their money to go to women and transgender and gender nonconforming homeless people, no men.
There you go. So they included trans women and gender nonconforming. So these are feminists. And they're not just feminist, they are intersectional feminist. So I don't want someone coming into my comment section and talking about rad femmes. There are no radical feminists. They're just feminists. There aren't any good ones, period. So these are the intersectionals that are going after men. They make sure the women are safe so that they can really go after the man.
Okay, well, that's what the city council wants. Will the city council get its wish? Or is the
yes,
mayor...
they will for their part. They will.
Okay. Now look at him. Like he says, these guys can't really express what they really want to say. They're pissed. So this is what the city council actually wants, but it doesn't say that's terrible. That's what these guys want to say. That's horrendous, is what they want to say. They can't. Men do not have voices. These men know what would happen if they spoke out.
Okay, so right now you have 2,100 female homeless, 3,400 male, and I've got 7 gender non-conforming and 6 trans men. I don't even know how they got. I don't know how they got these numbers, Rob.
Well, you know something. One of the guys at the Pro Male Collective reminded me of something I have heard. They boost the females' numbers by including women who are living with their parents that simply don't own their own homes, right? But they're not living in the street with these guys. Remember, every time they show someone, it's a guy, right? So if they were like 2 out of every 5 homeless people were women, we'd be seeing it. And these guys would be showing it. They'd have these women right up front, and they would be saying, we got to rescue these women. And they'd be interviewing these women too. Notice they don't ask these men about anything.
Ross?
I don't know either. Nationally, though, similar to the data you just showed, women are about 29% of homeless, transgender, gender nonconforming about 1%. And I find it kind of frustrating, separate from the moral hazard part of this.
So notice he's frustrated. No, he doesn't want to say he's angry, which what he is. And the moral conundrum He just would say this is unjust. That's what he should be saying. And maybe he wants to say it, but he can't say it.
That they're going to leave out 70% of the population. And I just mean that not from an equity perspective, but just from data collection. You want to see if this kind of program is going to work. And it's entirely possible that men would respond to a program like this differently from women. And yet you're going to cut.
No, it wouldn't respond differently. These men don't want to be homeless any more than a woman does. They would accept the money easily.
Them out, even though they're 70%, and you're just not going to learn very much. And that really bugs me. Again,
sorry, that's really weak. Sorry, my friend. You're just that really bugs me. No, that it should more than bug you. You should be incensed. And what do you mean learn from it? This isn't a learning experience. It's obvious what's going on here. The feminists are in control. They got up there in positions of authority, and they are excluding men. They're marginalizing men like feminists have always done. So this has nothing to do with learning. These guys don't want to admit what's really going on, that this is an attack on men.
Separate from the moral hazard, which is a big problem too.
As you point out, this is COVID dollars. Amazing how far that can go and what you can do with it once you get control of it. Interesting stuff. What do they want to accomplish?
Wow. What do they want to accomplish? It's obvious what he can't even ask the proper question. Now, you'll notice this guy won't answer. He won't answer. What are they trying to accomplish? Now, the accomplishment is obvious. They want to exclude men, take care of women, and let men suffer, right? Now, that's what he's asked. What do they want to accomplish? Notice this guy doesn't answer.
Well, I think so. Denver has a huge homeless problem. Colorado generally has a huge homeless.
Well, Denver has a huge homeless problem. Oh my God. He completely sideslipped that.
Problem. In the last 15 years or so, Colorado has had the biggest percentage increase of any state in terms of number of people living in homeless shelters and things like that. And if you're, around here when Dana's back in her hometown, there's tents everywhere and it's a really bad situation and they're trying to make it better. But I think part of the problem.
No, they're not trying to make it better. These feminists are out to get the male population and they're marginalizing them. They're trying to make it worse and they're succeeding. Like the guy asked, is this what they want? And are they going to get it? And this guy answered, yes, they are.
I got sympathy for a lot of these folks. But part of the problem is at some point, you turn this safety net that's supposed to catch people when they're falling into a hammock that folks want to come lounge around in. And I think San Francisco and Seattle have taught us that you can go too far in offering something that looks like help. And I think that's what Denver has been doing for quite a while, and I think they're doing
really? So you're complaining about basic basic income, yet why are you complaining since none of these men are getting it anyway? So your society, Colorado, is the same as society anywhere else in modern times. It looks after women. These women are going to look. You guys don't mind these women getting a hammock anyway. How many of these right-wingers, in Fox News have a parasite housewife, right? Right. So society's going to give women a free ride and they're going to let the men suffer. Now, this is a video, Louis Rossman, and he talks about how they put these gratings, again, up over the heating ducts to prevent homeless men from getting sleep. And the reason why they do it is because the homeless population is probably 95 or even 100% men. It's not 70, 30% women.
Hey everybody, how's it going? So if you needed any more proof that New York City was designed by assholes, I just thought I would put this here. This is from my old neighborhood. I used to live right around Marcy Avenue and Park in Brooklyn, and they have these grates where you'll have kind of hot air come up from underground. I think it's from the subway, I'm not exactly sure. But it'll just I think it's like for ventilating the subway. And what happened in the winter, because you have a lot of homeless people in New York City, because of both mental illness and also the fact that a shitty studio apartment can cost upwards of $2,200, is you had people that would sleep on these grates so that they wouldn't freeze to death. So you started at some point to have like 2 or 3 or 4 homeless people sleeping on these at a time. And what they did is, instead of like try to figure out how they can solve the root cause of the homeless problem, I talked about this in a recent video where
They are solving it. They're trying to kill these men. They want them to freeze to death.
New York City's paying $3,500 to $4,500 about a month to a, quote, charity that Cuomo had started 25 years ago. What they do is they put this stuff over it so that it's actually painful, so that now you can't lie down on this to sleep, because not only is it a metal grate, but it also sticks up in certain sections. Like you can see this one sticks up higher than some of the other sections, so that if somebody were to lie down on this, they would actually feel physical pain. And I'm confident that that would totally fix the homeless problem in New York City. All you got to do is put...
Yeah, well, they are trying to fix it. They're trying to fix it by kill off the survivor. It's not really a homeless problem, everyone. This is a surplus men problem. That's what it actually is. Men who don't succeed in life are considered surplus, and they want to kill them. They don't want to just come right out and say it, but that's what they work for. So as you can see by this Colorado, they give women free money to make sure they're not a part of the homeless situation. And then they get to work making sure that these homeless men either starve to death or freeze to death or who knows what else, but they die. And I'm going to end this in saying homeless men, if they became violent, would be totally justified. If they rioted in the streets or just started attacking people, you know, and smashing windows, whatever, I would 100% understand, because society is trying to kill them. It's not just disrespecting them. They're trying to kill them. Someone tries to kill you, you're allowed to do whatever you like to get out of it. And that's what's going on with the surplus male situation. Remember, it's not a homeless situation, it's a surplus male situation. That's what's going on. Because if it was a homeless problem, it would be men and women. We know that that's not the case. And I'm going to end it here. Goodbye, everyone.